How you doing?
Good.
You know, Rick, I remember when I was at this place here, it was called the Willie Nelson Theater, and I run into Rick out here, Rick Guy. I'm James Marvell, and we, I started to help promote the Johnny Minick Family. They would come in on Sundays for the worship services. Now we're taking you to a time in the beginning of theater worship here in Branson, Missouri. I love this place. I love Branson. I love the people. And anyways, the Johnny Minick Family, a gospel group, would come in on the weekends to do their program. They would draw maybe 20 people. That's such a small crowd for a big theater with 1,500 seating capacity. Before you knew it, I think it had to be the Lord. He impressed me to help them, and the rest is history. It grew into being the biggest and the first worship service ever of that size here in Branson, Missouri. And Rick Guy was the very first minister to preach there. I was hoping he would preach, and he did. And I can tell you, he can tell you a little more about what happened.
Yeah, James, it was just a miracle. We got things started, and I think I read a magazine article the other day, going back in the archives, where that we was averaging about 1,500 people each service here at the theater. And through the kindness of Willie Nelson, by giving us the theater and let us use that, just look where it has grown.
Oh yeah, now it's everywhere, right?
Right.
I mean, he had a worship service at that time. It branched off from the Willie Nelson Theater back in 1992, and it became the Hillbilly. What was it?
Hillbilly Gospel Hour.
Right.
We branched off over at the Honeycomb Theater, and Jimmy Rogers, if you remember Honeycomb, he was kind enough to let us use his facility, and we was drawing the capacity crowds there. We'd have buses come in, and it was just a great time. It was a great time for Branson, Missouri, and James, thanks to you that we were able to make this thing happen.
I'll tell you, I think it's God. It's definitely God led me. I was under such an anointing at that time, and sometimes you can receive an anointing of God and not really be per se in the Christian end of it. You just know that God is leading you to help someone. I believe I heard you speak a message about helping your brother and your sisters. This is what I wanted to do with that family that would come in, the Johnny Minick family. I was led to help them. They would come to me and ask, James, would you help us? They knew that Willie had given me the run of the theater, and before you knew it, the whole town was involved. They would give us articles in the newspaper. I know that you had Ricky Renfro over at your theater, and by the guy who was here filming this, I believe Ricky was over there with you at the Hillbilly Gospel Hour. But I don't know, I'm so excited still that this happened here in Branson, Missouri, and how theater worship started. Later, we were blessed to have Barbara Fairchild. After it became so big, she caught the excitement and started promoting it from her theater there in at the Mel Tillis Theater, and you know how that happened.
Right.
And then she later came here and became part of this.
Right, and now she's still here.
Isn't that amazing?
I looked up on the billboard, and her name and her and Roy's still here. They're still doing the worship theater services in Branson, Missouri.
Oh man, I tell you,
it's still going on.
What a great thing. And of course it spread to all the theaters. People that know about Branson, they know that this town has a strong undercurrent. I was speaking with Randy Plummer of the Plummer family, and he says this is what Branson is about: family, the Lord, faith, and good music. And it's still going. It's spread to mostly all the theaters. Are doing what God led us to do back in 1992.
Branson Theater Worship. I think there's probably around 50 theaters now that has a worship service going on. I heard Leroy New speak about his theater worship last night at the CGMA Awards, and it's just great to see everyone getting involved, and it's just great to see the work continue, and with maybe another 50 years, it'll continue to grow.
That's right.
So that's
they gave you a special award. They gave Rick Guy yesterday at the Country Gospel Music Association. When you mentioned the CGMA, he received this award for becoming and being a pioneer preacher right here at the theater where we're sitting today. It's called the Star Theater, but back then it was Willie Nelson's Ozark Theater, and he received Pioneer Preacher Award from CGMA. And Rick, man, that's a really wonderful thing that you that they gave you this, and I was blessed at the same time,
right.
If I may. You know, I was blessed last night. This was on October 8th, 2016. 26 years or so later, these folks are starting to acknowledge us here. They're local, and they're really worldwide. This is their home base. They're called the CGMA, and I made it into the Hall of Fame.
Exactly.
With Dolly Parton, Andy Griffith, Gary Paxton. I mean,
wow.
I'm in there with some names. Loretta Lynn is also in the Country Gospel Music Association Hall of Fame. I'm so thankful. I'm in there with those folks, and you know, maybe after all these years, Rick, the Lord has a way of, sometimes he doesn't let you see the end result. You know, he
Right.
did that to Moses, right?
Exactly.
He came to a certain point, and he could not go, into the promised
In
land?
the promised land.
But I tell you what, I'm so thankful that at least, you know, not because we're anything, but because the Lord has done something that we're able to see 26 years or more later. So
Right. I think we just have to give, God all the credit, because he's the one that, he gave you the vision. He got us together. And, it's funny how things happen. I don't think anything is a coincidence. I think things happen for a reason. And, I first met you out here selling turquoise jewelry.
that's right.
And I was in there, working, managing Willie's museum.
Yes,
and, all this came about. And, I'm just so thankful that the Lord put a man like you in my life. And, I'm thankful for our friendship over these years.
Well, thank you, Rick. And you have a wonderful church. It's called Guy Chapel. Where's it at, Willard?
It's up north of Willard, about 8 miles north of Willard, and we have services every Sunday morning. So, if anybody's ever in the area, just come and worship with us. We have special singing every once in a while, and you actually came in and done a couple of services for us. And Ricky, he come in and tapes for us every once in a while.
Yeah, Ricky's on the camera right now.
Right,
Yeah.
and it's just a great time, and we have good fellowship and good people, and we just love it up there, and I'm so thankful.
And don't forget, Chris joined me today.
Right, Chris done a great job.
Ricky Renfro's wife, Chris Renfro. Boy, she got up there and she really helped me today. I was a little tired. Been doing these awards and traveling out here to Branson, Missouri, and those awards last night lasted till 3 a.m. in the morning.
Wow, that's
And I'm now talking. We're in October. I know we usually don't like to date things, but just to keep a true history, that was October 8th, 2016, last night,
Right.
when they presented us with those amazing awards.
James, would you tell me just a little bit about your new project you got coming out?
Well, I'm thankful that Dennis DiCiero, nice Italian guy from Colorado, he wrote a song, and I was able to get Joanne Cash.
Right.
Johnny Cash's sister is joining me, and of course that's legendary. John, as we all know, is a legend in the industry. His sister Joanne joins me on a song called Time for a New, coming out this year around the middle to the end of November. So if this is edited and put out there to see, folks will start looking for the song Time for a New by Marvell and Cash.
Great. Well, we're looking forward to that, and I hope it continues to climb the charts.
Okay, well, we're hoping it does something, and like I say, I'm excited to be here.
Hello, I'm Randy Plummer, and my folks and I had the third family theater here in Branson called the Plummer Family Country Music Show. And today, I want to talk about a buddy of mine. His name is James Marvell, and he was very instrumental in the early days, around 1992, helping to get the gospel music industry going here. He worked with the Willie Nelson Theater, and very instrumental in starting the gospel music industry here in Branson. He helped with the Johnny Minick Family, getting them going here to promote gospel music. And not only promoting, but singing and just putting these events together. So James, I just want to congratulate you on all your accomplishments you've done here in Branson. God bless you.